At some point, life will put you on your knees, not metaphorically, not dramatically, literally. And when it does, you'll look around and realize no one's coming to save you. The people who once cheered are quiet. The ones who said, "I've got you," disappear. You go dark and the world doesn't blink. That's when the real work begins. This video is about what happens after the collapse. How to rebuild, how to rise, how to become unshakable when no one believes in you, not even yourself. Welcome to Deionos, where timeless philosophy becomes a weapon in modern war. Before we start, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to support my work and your self-mastery. Let's begin. You thought you'd made progress. Maybe you had a title, a team, a relationship, a plan, and then it all came apart. Here's the truth most motivational videos won't say. Sometimes, the people who said they believed in you never really did. They liked your performance, they liked your energy, but they only loved the version of you that made them feel good. It is in the moment of collapse that your soul is tested, not your skills. This is the first lesson of the comeback. No one owes you belief. Not your parents, not your partner, not your friends. And yes, that hurts, but it also sets you free. Epictetus was born a slave, not metaphorically, literally. His master broke his leg, permanently. But his real freedom began when he realized this. You may enslave my body, but my mind is my own. And so he trained it. Relentlessly, he practiced discipline like a soldier, philosophy like a weapon. He wasn't allowed to leave. So he learned to go deeper in. No applause, no stage, no external validation, only fire, only silence, only philosophy. Eventually, he was freed, but by then, he was already untouchable. Most people don't realize this. Nelson Mandela was 39 years old when he was sentenced to life in prison. He would not walk free until he was 71. He lost everything: his freedom, his reputation, his family, his voice. But in that silence, he began to forge a presence. He read obsessively, he meditated, he exercised, he refused to be broken by bitterness. He said, "It is in the darkest moments that we must focus to see the light." He entered prison as a revolutionary. He left as a statesman. The very people who said, "He'll die in there," watched him walk out and take the presidency of the nation that locked him away. So how do you actually rebuild? Not in theory, not in quotes, in real life, when the world has moved on without you. I'll give you the 5-step blueprint. 1. Start with small, unbreakable promises. Don't build a vision board. Build a code. 1 cold shower, 1 workout, 1 chapter read, 1 promise kept when no one sees it. This is the soil of self-belief. 2. Kill the echo chamber. The people around you now, they might not be wrong, but they're not required. You don't need belief from people who haven't rebuilt themselves. You need distance. You need truth. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. 3. Build a fortress of solitude. Mandela's cell was 8 feet wide. He used every inch of it to rise. You might not be locked up, but you're distracted. Turn off your phone. Disappear for 30 days. Let people wonder. Let silence speak for you. 4. Reframe the pain. Most men feel shame when they fall, but falling isn't failure. Staying down is. Mandela used prison as preparation. Epictetus used slavery as sharpening. The setback you're in, it's not punishment, it's preparation. 5. Forgive yourself, then harden your will. Forgive the version of you that failed, that trusted the wrong people, that stayed too long, that didn't see the betrayal coming. But once you forgive him, bury him, because the comeback starts now, and that version of you can't survive the next chapter. No one tells you that rebuilding is lonely, that the silence will feel like death, that your old friends won't recognize you, that people will question your ambition. Good. You're not meant to come back the same. You're not meant to explain. You're meant to rebuild quietly and return undeniable. Most men never come back, not because they weren't strong enough, but because they couldn't be still long enough to hear their soul whisper, "We're not done." They numb, they blame, they wait for belief to come from the outside. But belief, you build it brick by brick in the dark. Epictetus never became famous in his lifetime, but his words have outlived kingdoms. Nelson Mandela became a global legend, but his real victory was invisible, the man he became when no one saw him. You don't need to become famous. You don't need revenge. You need to become so disciplined, so centered, so rooted in truth that people look at you and ask, "How did he survive that?" And you say nothing, because you already answered with who you became. They thought you were done. So what? They weren't there when you woke up at 4 a.m. They didn't see you delete their number. They didn't hear you whisper, "One more day, one more rep, one more page." They don't have to believe in you, because you do. This isn't a comeback. This is a becoming. This is Deionos. If you got some value from this video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And remember, the ones who rise silently return unstoppable.